absolutely insignificant, the two of us, as of now. I would like to say that. So let me just get over that introduction. Welcome to Be For You. Kunaal, how are you doing, brother?
Very well, thank you, Salil.
As you faded into insignificance because his beauty is here. Nia, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's my first with Be For You.
Yes, it is. It's, you know, the like I said, it's, I've sort of heard about you. I've seen you over the years. He, of course, I've met many times.
Many.
Super talented gentleman, this fellow. And now also, we were discussing children before this. This is what happens when you've known each other for some period of time. And I think this itself, this song, before we come to that, you've had an interesting career, the both of you here. You've gone back and forth. You're a director, you're an actor, you're a writer, you're a thinker. You've always been and a quintessential funny person always, you know, and even the podcast works wonderfully well. And you forever have been branded with this tag of always the world's, Asia's, the sexiest, all these words will always see coming in, but also credibility as an actress was very high. So, you know, when you look back, today we're sitting in 22, in those 2 years of the pandemic, did you all sit back and say, listen, there's a lot of things that I haven't done, some things I have done. Was there like a look back onto the careers that happened?
If I look back at the career that I've had till now, I'm very, very happy, very satisfied because things kept coming my way. I've always been blessed with work. I've never had to really, really struggle and tell you my struggle stories. Honestly, I've never. Out of 5, 2 have worked out. 3, maybe not for money or anything, but yeah, it has worked out. But when I sit back now, when practically struggling for work, I would say projects.
Yeah.
Right? But I now realize that
only because you choose not to do what is being offered to you, right? That's what
nothing's been offered to me, honestly.
Really?
You know, I mean, the kind of things we're looking at, the shows we want to do, I'm sure we're all hungry for something, but nothing's coming my way. And now is the time when I realize, hey, jo bhi maine kiya hai, it's not even considered business. You know, how they look at it, it's just a TV actor or nothing. You know, it's just, it's considered so trivial. It's considered so yuck. You know what I mean? So I now I stand and I feel, and just you told me that you're being talked about and people talk about you like this, and I am sitting at home and I say, does anybody even know me? Do I even have work? Am I going to be successful in life? This is the kind of thought I'm going through.
You know, that happens too. I'll tell you what also. That also could be the kind of work that you've done and the kind of work that people think that you should do. It happens to a lot of people, and I've, you know, when you get tagged like a sex symbol tag, it happens to a lot. Then you assume that, you know, that's all the producers want to give you, or that's all the people that want to see you in. That may not be the kind of work that will be satisfying to you as an actor. Maybe that's where you get stuck. You get tagged a lot also, the so-called funny guy, the so-called cliche. You're not, this song is fantastic, you're not doing that bit. But otherwise also, you also face this in her in her own way, and so you as well.
Absolutely. I mean, you've kind of hit the nail on the head. I think all of us are kind of slotted in many ways. You know, all of us, because people like putting people in little boxes, that is very easy and convenient to say, ki, haan, this, she can do this or he can do that. But very rarely do people like to explore other aspects or other sides to an artist. And I think like this for both of us, like doing this music video, like firstly the call comes out of the blue. You want to do a music video? Like, 1 second, are you calling the right Kunaal? You want Kunaal Kapur or you want Kunaal Roy Kapur? So I was like,
that happens a lot. I'm used to it.
Not anymore, but for the first time I was asking the person who was calling. So, but it's good that, you know, once in a while you get these calls which say that, listen, this is something different, something new. You're not playing a comic guy, you're playing a guy who's been taken for a ride, but it's a serious kind of video and it's drama and all that.
It's a film, man. It's barely a video. This is like a
3-minute little movie. Yeah?
Absolutely.
It's like a proper little film. So that's when you jump at these opportunities. And, you know, as you're saying that over the 2 years of the pandemic, you kind of sit back, you reassess. You think that, okay, maybe I should be trying to do more drama, more serious stuff. But, you know, honestly, at some level, you're just happy to be working. Because after the pandemic, where you're sitting around and you're wondering when things are going to change, and everyone was wondering that, you know, it's
Absolutely.
not only actors. And then suddenly to be back out amongst people, working, trying to figure out jokes, trying to figure out a dramatic scene, it's just joyful to be back and working, you know. So I think so very short you reflect कि हाँ मुझे ये करना है वो करना है, और finally जब काम आता है
जो आया है उसको
yes, then let's do something. So that's
when you say that, you know, you're not doing the kind of work and you say that nobody is knocking. There comes a time, I think I ask a lot of actors, and it happens to those that have अचीव सक्सेस, उसके बाद ना क्या होता है कि देन यू डोंट नो,
समझ ही नहीं आ रहा
हाँ व्हाट्सएप करें या ना करें, बट व्हाट्सएप किया क्या अभी, आई व्हाट्सएप सो मेनी डायरेक्टर्स ऑल टाइम, सर कैसे चल रहा है, क्या 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 सीन है, बट दे रिस्पॉन्ड लाइक मोहित इज समबडी की मैसेजिंग, इसके लिए भी तुम इसको ले रहे हो, इसके लिए भी उसके नहीं यार, इसके ऐसा थोड़ी ना तुझे ले सकता हूँ इसमें, सो have you done that, have you why not?
I don't even know people, Salil. मैं किसी को जानती ही नहीं. You know, the only associations I've had by far are the people that have approached me for work, are the producers that I've worked with in TV and the television shows, and the kind of people I have worked with on television are my friends. उसके बाहर थोड़ा सा भी I don't have anybody, I don't know anybody.
Is that because you're misunderstood or do you think that you've kept distance also? One arm distance बोलते हैं ना बहुत सारे लोग.
I do that. I mean, I don't. नहीं, and I've never messaged anybody for work. Honestly, I don't know how does that work. I have no idea.
Nowadays people DM all the time on Instagram. I know that you
मेरा तो
have
hidden request में चला जाता है. मैंने एक दिन hidden request खोल दिया. उस पे blue tick वाले इतने लोग थे. मैंने बोला है इतने लोग मुझे जानते हैं. Did they really reach out to me? Did they mention me in the stories? और सब सालों पहले की story. एक साल, दो साल, 6 महीने पहले. I said, hey, I know him. Did he really mention me? How do I go to everybody's pages? I say, hey, I missed out. Not that I ignored. Hey, I missed out. But Salil, 30-40 blue ticks वाले लोग मैंने ghost किए.
But you didn't do it knowingly, na?
I didn't.
What about you? Are you somebody who goes regularly
Where?
to Instagram and check your DMs?
You know, I don't know how to.
Oh,
I swear. I've just figured out how to do this reposting and all that stuff and the story and all.
Bro,
I just figured it out.
reposting तो बहुत आगे चलेगा. DM तो simple है, टक check.
No, I just figured this out. So even I saw the same thing. Like, you know, old messages have come and all that. But I don't know how to do this.
हम थोड़े ज़्यादा वेले होते हैं जब गाड़ी में बैठे होते हैं. I'm checking. अरे ये भी hello बोल रहे हैं. Very nice. And now what's happened is I have a horrible problem which I don't know whether you all face. I get tagged on random stuff all the time. जिसमें मेरा कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. Everybody just tagging.
वो तो खैर अपना public profile है.
नहीं, but और वो कुछ भी nonsense लिख देते हैं. मतलब there is no relation to anything. So sometimes you feel अरे वाह आप, it's not like you're in 70 or 100 because यहाँ 10 अरे वाह बड़े पापा एक भी तुम इसमें involved नहीं हो.
Maybe because you're interviewing everybody.
Maybe that's why. So some random.
You'll be tagged in all of my. अगर एक line भी मैंने बोली होगी ना, Salil, you're going to be tagged from now on. Please.
Yeah, I'm excited यार, अच्छा लगे यार. I'll go to the hidden request. The current world today is also very difficult to gauge. Myself, you know, like you're saying that you don't know what works. Bollywood doesn't know what works anymore. The South also can't say that what works anymore. I'm getting calls left, right, and center. I was doing a little chat right now with people. Every individual now feels more powerful than the medium. You know, the public has never felt more powerful. हमने खड़ा किया है, हम गिरा सकते हैं. I'm realizing and hearing this for the first time. As actors, it will make you feel a little bit, you know, pity है, थोड़ा सा insecure हो जाते हैं. अब पहले इतनी power नहीं थी public के हाथ में. अब ऐसा है कि यार flops and washouts हो रहे हैं. So does it make you a little bit worried? Also, if you supposing you want to do films and you know therein that TV movement, I think you carry a huge fan following, of course. But does it make you a little worried?
I'm worried all the time. I'm just in such a nervous this thing. I feel right now at this current moment, I feel very lost, Salil.
Really?
Yeah, I swear. I don't know. Today I meet everybody and it's complimenting me and you know your versatility and you this and you've been and it's just such a nice things to hear, you know, and it means so much to me. But in real, when I sit back, when I'm home, practically I'm only living off music videos, man. This is what my house is running on. You know,
have you seen the comments below the music video?
Yeah, very nice.
देखा करो यार.
All nice things to be seeing, and it feels great that you know many comments were like, if Nia hai to wo, it's a lot of credibility attached, and you know this is what she does best. So I'm glad I'm doing something like that, but I can't afford to sit back and wait for a project that will make me or break me. I can't. I am not that girl who has a backing. I am not that somebody who'll wait for a big production to give me a call and approach me tomorrow. And till then, I will hold my exclusivity. I cannot do that, no matter how much I want it, how desperate I am for work. Regardless of how I look, how I'm maintaining myself, how I've been running, it's the work that's been coming my way, and it's how I'm running my house. And it boils down to the work that's coming your way, and you have to take it. If you, like you also said, you choose. Yes. I'm a beggar, Salil. I can't choose. Beggars can't be choosers, man. I mean, I swear to God.
Now she's fully exaggerating.
Now, let's jump into
I'll tell you, the reality is this: while we were shooting, shoot करने के time पे भी she had just finished shooting one video, and while we're shooting also she's getting calls for more videos.
कुछ भी. So the music videos ना, but we are actors.
Picture है ना ये picture ही है. Hairaan is like a complete film.
Like a full movie. Yeah.
And my neighbor has sung it. Javed Ali is on some other high also. I asked him. I said, sir, वो थोड़ा मिलना है ना. अरे सलिल यार पता है suddenly I'm traveling so much and all that. मैं कहा सर पुष्पा ने आपकी भी लाइफ चाहिए. कहता totally bro. And it's awesome. I love the fact that now everyone's come back with such a vengeance. गाड़ी start छोड़ो, गाड़ी अगर आगे निकल गई है तो कोई रोक नहीं रहा है because people are worried about that. You when you come in I'll talk about this. I like your look also in this. It's totally different, man. You're unrecognizable in the second half of the video. Now the question is, this video is a revelation for me, for the both of you all also. Even with the way it starts, you with a sari and him without a beard, and in the second half, it's awesome. When you saw the narration and you saw yourself out there, you must feel nice about it.
Yeah, it feels nice to do something that's off the beaten path for me, because I'm generally doing the funny guy. I'm generally doing, or even if it's dramatic, it's got tones of humor in it. This was just it was a nice break, and also here there was no lip sync, there were no dance steps.
Yeah, true.
So I don't have to start doing this and then in the middle of the video get confused. Hey, kaun sa haath karna hai yaar? Main sab nahi karna hai. You just.
Are you good with lip sync? No.
I'm bad, but I can manage. But what's very difficult is lip sync in slow motion. Because
you don't do reels or what?
No, अरे Instagram ये पहली reel बनेगी अगर हम बनाएंगे.
But they're playing it at 20. They're playing it at double the speed, so you have to do the lip sync like this, but give a slow expression. It's very difficult. It's damn tough.
यार लोगों को लगता है कि बहुत आसानी से सब कुछ हो जाता है. You've got two different sides of the story that are being presented here. But when you saw the storyline, are you happy with the way you're looking? Yeah.
There's something I'm good with. Something I'm always happy about. Although I'll get the jinx, to get the looks right. I get anxiety attacks, man. Last night I was just thinking, iske saath ye, and I could not sleep, because I said, how will I get the look right? This hair, that hair, 100 references for one this. So I'm bad with this. I go crazy. So with this video, I was on board with it within 5 minutes. She told me the storyline. I knew it was a guy's song. There's no girl's lyrics or anything. And the girl is not singing the storyline. Actually, if you look at it, it's a guy's story.
True.
But the girl काट के चली जाती है is just one of that you get to play, not often, not somebody. I mean, I would always be looked at somebody who's playing a diva, a glam diva, this and that. But this came with a little bit of performance, and I couldn't be happier about it. And I was there. It was.
But this glam diva tag of yours, you've also enjoyed over the years, haven't you?
Why wouldn't I? Man, we come from TV where we dress up in salwar kameez and people can't look beyond that. And they can, and even if you come in a certain other avatar, उनको एक साल लग जाता है तो पहचाने में, अरे break the image or shed the image. How do I shed the image? I was always this girl. I mean, it's just that it took me a few years to earn money, to buy makeup, to buy my clothes, and then look like the Nia that I always wanted to be, or the one I am. It was never about trying to, making a desperate attempt to come out of a Manvi image or a Jamai Raja that I did and come out as Nia Sharma. Never was it an effort, never was it a point. But it's just that, I was talked about a lot. So, fun, man. No,
yeah, of course. I'd love to be on one of those lists one day, man. We haven't made any lists yet. In the last 2 years, so much content has been consumed by so many people. I was chatting with Jaideep Alawat. I was saying, brother, his jump has been phenomenal. He said, I said, how did you do this? He said, I didn't. Y'all did it. People watch so much. So PhD उन्होंने ले लिया 2 years में on what content is. उन्होंने drama देख लिया, passion देख लिया, sex देख लिया, comedy देख लिया. They saw everything.
Right.
So suddenly they were ready for my kind of work. Were you also one of those people that now suddenly sees an extremely understanding, like even now, like a music video, looks like a fabulous film. It looks like a 3-minute film. Do you think the audience has become like that, all knowing?
Yeah, I think that over the course of the 2 years, and that's why we see a lot of the films that are coming out are facing those problems of acceptance, because suddenly audience tastes have changed. You're sitting at home and you're watching this content which is darker, grittier,
realistic,
or it's like the drama is not as bombastic. So it's really changed people's tastes over the last 2 years, and I think that is the challenge that the industry now has to, in a way, play catch up with the OTT. I think film has always been a place where you go to get a little shot.
Yeah.
As a group, you go to get a little bit on edge, like whether it's morally, whether it is with the spectacle. But now OTT has pushed that a little bit further.
There's no shock, everything's there,
Yeah,
A to Z.
So now, unless you have that shock value in your films, and that's why whether it's political, whether it is
Even grand scale,
grand scale, all of
Absolutely.
these things. So unless you push that with cinema, that's when audiences will come back for that experience as a group, you know. So that's
Are you
why-
going regularly?
to the theater?
Yeah.
Well, I just went and saw Top Gun. So
That's not regularly. Put
no,
in the hours. Are you going regularly to theaters?
Yeah, the last no, not really.
No?
I
No KGF, no RRR.
ये मैंने
RRR
सब पे
KGF
देखी.
नहीं
I watched it on this thing, Amazon. घर
देखा?
पे.
OTT पर देखी.
RRR मतलब वो यार
ये है culprits.
शेर वेर फाड़
नहीं,
दे.
नहीं, मैंने I went and saw movies. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
I saw.
You come from a producer's family and you're watching films in theater.
I do.
To catch this boy.
घर पे
I
यार you
go
have, you
and
know,
watch
within the
movies.
comfort, you're watching a series like Panchayat. It left me crying.
Yeah.
So today, I think talking about grand scale and everything, nothing's working if it doesn't have a soul. I believe why Panchayat. It's a matlab, I don't know what's the budget or whatever, but it's such made with a clean heart.
It's simple.
Very simple things which is so relatable that, you know, they just had a scene in the end of an Indian army, a body being brought.
Yes.
I gasped for breath, you know, because not because they had they made it up, but it's the reality of our nation or the globe, right? So something that being put on the storyline, which is कितने simplicity के साथ वो चले जा रहे हैं, ना तो उन्होंने कोई makeup किया, ना the main guy is not the main guy. वो एक side में खड़ा हुआ चुपचाप सा बंदा है.
Correct.
It is not about you coming out of फाड़ दूंगा, मार दूंगा.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't connect with such things.
It's changed a lot
It's
also. And you know, if you see that, तो फिर आपको सुपर हीरो फिल्म देखने के लिए बहुत अवेलेबल है.
Yeah, बहुत है.
ये डबिंग ने भी बहुत लोगों की यार दुकानें बंद कर दी है. Now, you know, before I normally don't do this, but I will ask a couple of questions. If you had to say what are one or two things that the world has completely misunderstood about Nia that they don't know, the number one thing, and I see your interviews when I see them also, people have a very different perspective of you.
Yeah.
They don't know you. और इतने सालों से अभी तक नहीं जान पाए हैं. क्यों?
Maybe because I am the one who's portraying myself in a certain light, which I'm totally, you know, not the one. And I cannot, I'm just a very, very simple girl. I'm not too much of a girl who hangs out with, and I've changed a lot. In the last 1 year, 6 months, there's a drastic change in my life, in my own personality.
Right.
I've gone in a certain space,
Sure.
and I like that. I'm enjoying that a lot.
Right.
I like being a loner. Earlier, मुझे लगता था पता नहीं offensive word है, or it's not, it can't be.
I've been eating dinner alone for 20 years.
Yeah,
को आता ही
man.
नहीं, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
नहीं फर्क पड़ता, and I'm realizing that it's okay to not have friends around, to not be hanging out, to not be going to parties. It's all okay. आपका वो cool quotient कम नहीं हो जाएगा. So when I sit back and I'm so happy within my own space, I realize, hey, I've earned it, and I'm okay here, you know. And so this is what I miss. And about the kind of clothes.
Shake my hand on that. It really is a good realization. I realized it when I started going for films alone and started enjoying it more.
Yeah.
And suddenly realized, जबरदस्ती double पैसे देने की जरूरत नहीं थी यार. Single पैसा काफी था.
Yeah.
You also are misunderstood at times.
Well, I
Do you
guess,
think? Do you think that is because you're just lazy and you haven't tried to change people's perception?
I guess, yeah. I think that, see, if you give away too much early in your career, then there's not much for people to discover. Let it just
Layers
unfold.
like an onion.
मुझे तो सेट पे पता लगा he was married and he had 2 children. मैं तो ऐसे में हैरान रह गई. I said ये क्या हुआ?
ये बहुत young दिखते हैं.
This is
देखो
funny, honey. मैंने
इनका
ये
जो
भी बोला.
dye अच्छा है.
I said you don't have age in your face. It's just one innocent looking guy chirping, chatting and sitting, smiling. And I just now do you have 2 children? And this was the most Hairaan moment I had. In the
Say that you had them young.
I didn't have them young. Yeah, I was 30 years old. Yeah.
But you're not that old. You and me are the same age.
I'm an old man. What are you talking about?
And देखो मेरे कितना black है इसका नहीं है.
I'm looking at good retirement homes now for myself.
Guys, thank you so much for joining me. It really is a pleasure. Very few have the guts now to, or maybe I've started to see more of that now. I had Sonali Bendre the other day. Wonderful line she said. Salil, I said, why'd you come back? She said, I was tired of being this beautiful person. She said, I've lived half my career or most of my career as a beautiful person. Now I'm fine being a not beautiful person. And I'm older और मुझे यही age वाले role करने हैं. People never spoke like this.
Yeah.
20 years I've been doing this. Nobody ever spoke like this. And I was shell shocked when I was standing with the camera. I said, did she mean to say it or by mistake? Nikla? No, she's very happy about it.
But I think our industry, women,
Yes.
For that matter, all the actresses, they are playing the roles of their age.
Yes.
They're not trying to be the 20
Women being the operative word.
Yeah,
Actors need to
Just-
play catch up a little bit. The guys.
Little bit, it works. Thank you guys for joining me. Really was a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Not what you expected, right? Yeah, neither I. But that's what works. I think, there's so many stories that are hidden behind these Instagram profiles and Instagram stories. Never judge a book by social media these days. That's what I say. Because he doesn't know how to use it at all. There's a lot more that he has to offer. He's never done a reel in his life. We're going to ask the ever beautiful Nia Sharma to help us out with the reel today. And the best part is, we'll do nothing in the reel. We'll just play one of these popular trending music. And we'll make him do one or two things here. Thank you guys for joining us. Take care and I'll see you soon.